Hi, my name is Deep, and this is part 2 of setting up your turnkey medical server for 2 to 4 providers. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and take your UPS, find the power cable. Here, you want to plug this into the wall. So this is my wall outlet here that I'm simulating. Yours will probably be actually on the wall. I'm going to hook that up and set that aside. Bear in mind, the UPS is not actually on. I did not press the power button, so keep that in mind. If your UPS is on, you should shut it off at this point. Step number 2 is to take your power squid, which is also included in your accessories box. It has 4 outlets coming out of one, and plug it into the bottom of the surge protector. Now you'll notice here that there are two sides to the surge protector. One side is surge only, while the other side is battery and surge. You'll see a label written here that tells you which is which. So on here, this is the battery and surge side. So I'm plug this into the very bottom outlet, and that sets up my power squid for the networking component. Alright, so for part 2, all we did was attach our power squid to the UPS on the battery and surge side, as well as plug it into the wall, but we did not switch it on. So part 3 is setting up the networking equipment. With the networking equipment, you have usually 3 things. Number 1 is your modem. Now your modem is typically supplied by your internet service provider, or ISP. This can be Verizon, Time Warner, Comcast, Charter, whatever is available in your area. Your modem is typically supplied to you by them. So what I want you to do is to disconnect the power cable to your modem, as shown here, and plug it into your power squid. Bear in mind, there should be no activity lights on your modem because we did not switch on the power yet. The next step is to take this red cable, which we use to signify our modem to router connection, and plug it into your modem, as shown here. I'm just going to set this aside for now. Alright, the next step would be to unbox your router. This is the one we provide you with. Note, the modem is just for demonstrative purposes only. We don't actually supply you with the modem. So your router here is provided by us, and the first thing you're going to want to do is attach the 2 wireless antennas included in the box. And point the antennas upwards. Okay, so for your router, if we look at the back here, we'll see a power jack along with 5 Ethernet jacks, along with a power button. When the button is depressed, the router is switched on. You can go ahead and press that down for now because we don't have anything. We don't have the power on the UPS yet. So next step we're going to do is take our power cable that comes in the box. You know, it says TP-Link on it. You can read that. And we're going to plug it into our router and plug the other end into our squid. So far you should just have the modem and the router in your squid and nothing else. And if you remember earlier, we plugged in this red Ethernet cable into our modem, and we want to go ahead and plug it into port 1 of our router. It says WAN on it. WAN just means internet. So we're going to go ahead and attach that here. And then lastly, we come over to our switch here. So a switch is basically like a giant splitter for your router. What it does is let you connect multiple devices to your router. If you notice, your router only has 4 or 5 Ethernet jacks. Well, these can have 24, 48, or even 96 ports on them. So what you're going to want to do is, step one is attach the power to your switch. It can be usually found at the back of the switch. I'm just going to show you here. So if you notice right there, there's our power jack, and here's our power cable in the box. Plug that in and turn it back around. And you're going to want to plug the other end of the power cable back into your squid. So just to recap, in your squid you should have three things now: your modem, your router, and your switch. Then you have to connect your switch to your router. For this, we designated purple as that color. So purple represents the connection between the switch and the router. So what we're going to do is plug it into really any port you want. I'm going to go with the one at the very end here, port 24. And hook that in there. And then I'm going to come over here to my router, and you'll notice that there is a 3 LAN ports here. I'm plugging into port number 5. So just to recap again, in your router you should have one purple cable which takes you over to the switch. You should have one red Ethernet cable that takes you to your modem. And lastly, the black power cable which takes you to the squid. And that sums up the part 3, which is attaching your network equipment to your medical server.